Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Ever been curious about those fast-talking, sharp-witted individuals you see engaging in passionate discussions, sometimes even in formal settings? Chances are you have glimpsed the world of parliamentary debate. And if you're new to this exciting realm of rhetoric and reason, you've come to the right place. Today, we are breaking down parliamentary debate into a simple, easy-to-understand guide for all the newbies out there. No jargon overload, just the core concepts you need to get started. So grab a pen and paper or just sit back and get ready to unlock the fascinating world of parliamentary debate. What exactly is parliamentary debate? At its heart, parliamentary debate is a formal, structured argument between two teams or more. Think of it like a courtroom drama, but instead of a legal case, you're debating topical issues, often social, political, or economic in nature. The parliamentary part comes from the fact that the structure and roles often mirror those of a legislative body like a parliament. Unlike some other debate formats that can be heavily reliant on pre-prepared research and lengthy evidence files, parliamentary debate often emphasizes quick thinking, logical reasoning, and persuasive communication, and the ability to analyze and respond to arguments on the fly. This makes it a dynamic and engaging activity. The basic setup: two teams, one motion. Let's go through and look at a typical debate round for just an Asian parliamentary debate or an Australian debate, which has just two teams. You'll have the government, which is the proposition as well, or referred to as a proposition. This team supports the motion, the topic being debated. Their job is to persuade the judges that the motion should be adopted or is a good idea. The opposition is the team that opposes the motion, and their job is to persuade the judges that the motion should not be adopted or is a bad idea. Before the debate begins, a motion is announced. This is a statement that the government will propose and the opposition team will argue against. Motions can range from specific policy proposals, for example, this house would ban the sale of assault weapons, to more abstract value judgments, like this house believes that privacy is a luxury, not a right. These are very important in terms of understanding how these particular roles occur. So next we will be talking to you about what the speaking order for this format is and what are the key rules. While the specific speaking order and titles can vary depending on which parliamentary format you are doing, like British Parliamentary or National Parliamentary Debate Association or Australs or Asians, and a lot more out there, the core roles are generally similar. Here is a simplified example. The Prime Minister is the first speaker from the government and opens the debate for them. They define the motion if necessary, present the government's main arguments, and outline their team's case. The leader of the opposition is the first speaker from the opposition side. Their role is to respond to the Prime Minister, present the opposition's overall stance against the motion, and introduce their team's main arguments. The second speaker is the first member of government, also referred to as the Deputy Prime Minister. They build upon the Prime Minister's arguments and provide further analysis and evidence, and often also do some rebuttal for some of the leader of the opposition's points. The second speaker from the opposition is the leader of opposition, who is the first member of the opposition side as well. They support the leader of the opposition's arguments and they introduce new points for the opposition and rebut the government's case. The last speaker for the government in a two-team format is the government whip. They focus on summarizing the government's arguments, responding to the key arguments of the opposition, and highlighting why the government has won the debate. They cannot introduce entirely new arguments. Opposition whip, the third and last speaker for the opposition side, is similar to the government whip. They summarize the opposition's case, respond to the key government arguments, and explain why the opposition has been successful. They also cannot introduce entirely new arguments. Of course, this is just a brief overview of rules, and there are other rules as well. For example, in British parliamentary debating, there are 4 teams that are debating, and they all have the member of government and the member of opposition as additional roles which are there in the debate space. There are also reply speeches in a 2-team format where government reply and opposition replies also occur. We will be covering these in more detail in separate videos which go into deep dives for these. You can find more details about these videos down in the description below. The next thing that we will define for you or explain to you is the points of information, the interactive element of each debate. One of the most dynamic aspects of many parliamentary debate formats is the use of points of information. During the substantive speeches, usually the first 4, members of the opposing team can offer brief questions or statements to the speaker. The speaker has the choice to accept or reject these points of information. Points of information are also referred to as POIs. POIs add an element of spontaneity and direct engagement between the teams. They allow teams to challenge the speaker's arguments and probe for weaknesses and try to score points in real time. Learning how to offer sharp POIs and how to skillfully handle them is also a crucial skill in parliamentary debate. If you're interested in knowing how to do better in POIs and how they work, please find the video down in the description below, which goes into a deep dive for this. Next up is what makes a good parliamentary debate argument. While persuasive speaking is important, the foundation of the strong performance lies in well-reasoned arguments. Here are some key elements. Firstly, you have to be very clear. Clarity. Your argument should be easy to understand, avoid jargon, and explain your points logically. The second aspect is being relevant. Your arguments should directly address the motion and the points raised by the opposing team. The third thing that you need to be careful about is being logical. Your argument needs to be on the basis of sound reasoning. Explain the why behind your claims. Lastly, evidence, or often the contextualization of the debate, is also significantly important. While deep research isn't always the focus, you should be able to draw on general knowledge, logical inferences, and sometimes specific examples to support your points. The emphasis is often on applying this knowledge effectively within the limited preparation time. One more thing to cover is how you impact the debate itself. Explain why your argument matters, what are the real world consequences or the broader principles at stake. If you want to know more about all of these things, we have material in our channel covering every aspect of debating that you need to know. Feel free to check out our channel for more information. The next thing that you need to be aware about as you're beginning your journey is thinking on your feet, or what happens during prep time. In many parliamentary debate formats, teams have a very limited amount of time to prepare their arguments after the motion is announced. Often just 15 minutes for British parliamentary debating or 30 to 25 minutes for Asian parliamentary roster formats. This means you need to be able to quickly analyze the motion, brainstorm arguments, and structure your case as a team. Effective teamwork and strategic thinking during prep time are essential for success. Last thing is the role of the judge. The judges in a parliamentary debate round are there to evaluate the arguments presented by both teams. They're looking for strong reasoning, effective rebuttal, clear communication, and a persuasive overall case. Judges are typically instructed to be tabula rasa, which means that they should be try to be as impartial as possible and base their decisions solely on the arguments presented during the debate and not on their personal opinions on the topic. So why should you consider getting involved in parliamentary debating? The benefits are numerous. The first thing is that you will have improved critical thinking. You learn to analyze issues from multiple perspectives, identify logical fallacies, and construct well-reasoned arguments. You will be enhancing your communication skills by becoming more articulate, persuasive, and confident as a speaker. You'll also be able to develop strong listening skills, vice versa, because of your ability to speak well and interact with different elements. You will also be able to take notes better, and your quick thinking and adaptability will also improve if you're doing debating. The limited prep time and the dynamic nature of POIs will help on this particular aspect. Teamwork and collaboration is fundamental to the sport. If you do not perform well with teams, or you do not perform well in terms of collaborating with others, you will often face defeat. And this is something that becomes very important in considering when you are doing any debate. So you will learn to work effectively with your partner, strategize together, and build a cohesive team case. You will also be able to be more aware about current events, engaging with a wide range of debate topics, which will broaden your understanding of social, political, and economic issues. Lastly, debates are fun and engaging. Why would you not want to do them? Parliamentary debating is a challenging sport, but also incredibly rewarding and enjoyable. I have been doing this for the better part of 8 years, now teaching and coaching in debating as well. You will meet new people, engage in stimulating discussions, make new friends, and I have as well across the globe, and experience the thrill of intellectual competition. So this is something that you really need to be aware about and participate in. So how do you get involved? If you're interested in this particular sport or in parliamentary debating in general, here are a few simple steps you can take. Look for local clubs or societies. Check if your school, university, or community has a parliamentary debate club. This is the best way to learn from experienced debaters and participate in practice rounds as well. Watch debate videos. You can check out things in our channel as well, which will help you with different aspects of parliamentary debating and also make you a better speaker or judge. Watching these can give you a better sense of the format as well as the speaking styles and the types of arguments that are often made. Read basic guides and resources. There are numerous online resources and introductory guides that can provide you with more detailed information about the rules, strategies, and different parliamentary debate formats. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and experienced debaters will usually be able to come and help newcomers as well and are more than willing to do so. Don't hesitate to ask questions and seek advice. You can use the comment section of this video as well for your sounding board, where I can advise you or give you responses to any questions or queries that you have. Practice, practice, practice. That is the only way that you can improve. This is a skill at the end of the day. For every new student or person that I coach, I always tell them that this is a skill-based activity. The more that you practice, the better that you become. Participating in practice debates, even if you feel nervous at first, will help you become better at this activity. The more you do this, the more comfortable and confident you will become. Parliamentary debating might seem a little daunting at first, but remember that everybody has to start somewhere in the road. Embrace the challenge, be open to learning, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's just the way that you grow. The skills you develop through parliamentary debating will not only make you a more effective communicator and critical thinker, but will also serve you well in all aspects of your life. So take that first step, explore the world of parliamentary debate, and get ready to unleash your inner orator. That's our simple guide to parliamentary debating for all you newbies out there in 2025. We hope that this demystified the format for you and sparked your interest and curiosity in this fantastic activity. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will be more than happy to address them. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe and share this with your friends who are thinking about joining this activity or who are skeptical about this. If you want to have more educational content on debating in general and public speaking, please subscribe to the channel as well. And thanks for watching. We hope to see you on the debate floor soon.